And speaking of things we do, here to spread the good word about our Lord and Savior Paul Giamatti, it's the Power Hour podcast. Mark, how are we? How we feeling?
I'm good. I'm alive. I'm dancing. I'm upbeat. I'm high energy. I think this is the most energy I've had all day.
Wow.
I've been out of it all day. Yesterday, get this, Tracy, I messed up my back so bad I could not stand up straight all night by laying down. I was laying down and I got up and I genuinely went down. I went down.
You're a mess. Just lying down, you messed your back up.
I was talking to my mom and she was like, because I do have old man tendencies where I don't like to leave the house and I like getting dinner early and I like going to bed early. And she was like, I would say you're an old man in a young man's body, but you're not.
No, you're an old man in an old man's body. You're like Benjamin Button, but just the old part.
Tracy, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm all right. I'm sick. I don't hate being sick. It feels like the world is ending. I'm kind of a baby when I'm sick, though. I feel like everything is gonna end.
Yeah, I remember when you would get sick, you would wear one of those things that you wore on your head, and you would just drink a emergency out of a baby bottle.
Yeah. I'm one of those ice pack things that sits on your head for some reason, but it's also
you do the toddler walk.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, naked the whole time. I have to be naked because I get too hot. I overheat.
Oh, man. Sick's no fun. How'd you get sick?
Well,
who gave it to you? Who gave it to you? Let's call him out.
No one. I didn't know anyone who was sick. I went to Seattle for Pride. Lots of germs.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Gay
you
people
can
are
get
dirty.
COVID. You got COVID?
No, I don't have COVID. I can still taste stuff, and I don't have a high temperature or whatever. I didn't test, but I don't know. I feel like I hope I don't. If I had COVID in 2025, that's embarrassing.
Dude, I got sick the other week, and I thought I had COVID, and I tested, and genuinely, I was like, this would be so embarrassing if I got COVID right now.
Does work even still care? Like, if you call in to work and have COVID, are they like, oh my God, grow up, dude? I don't
probably.
know
They'd have to be.
I would be if someone was like, "Yo, I have COVID. I have COVID."
Mm-hmm.
That excuse was fine a couple of years ago, but come on, just say you don't.
It's played out now.
Yeah, it's boring. I mean, COVID is tired. COVID is boring and tired.
Isn't it crazy how there's always new strands popping up, and everyone's like, it's gonna come back full swing now, and everyone just kind of moved on.
I hate when people say that when they're like, "Oh, it's back, get ready," and I'm like, "You sound like you're excited for it to get ready. You're ready," and I feel bad for you that you haven't moved on mentally from thinking that everything is still.
Yeah.
But it is still.
Anyways,
you know what I love?
We digress. We don't digress.
Oh, but you know what I love though is that people still wear masks when they're sick now. I feel like that's more normalized. Asian countries were doing it all the time, which was so smart because it's so.
And they had so low rates of sickness because they weren't sharing it.
And now I feel like it's very normalized to just wear one when you're just sick, not even COVID, and I love that. I love it.
I will say this: you didn't like COVID. You loved wearing a mask though, because you could be rude to people in public.
No, being able to wear a mask during COVID actually ruined part of my social niceness because it started as, I don't have to smile at strangers anymore, and then it turned to, I don't have to make any sort of neutral face to strangers anymore, and then it was it kind of covers me talking, so I could say things about strangers and they can't hear me, and now I forget that I'm not wearing a mask and can't do any of those things.
Can I say this? That I never did that, but you doing it around me rubbed off on me. Because now when I'm out in public, and you know this, when we would be walking to class and stuff, if someone was just standing in the walkway, as we walked past them very loudly, I'd go, I guess you could just stand there.
Oh, yeah. No, okay, that is something that it did change about me that I do like and I do carry forward proudly, is if I see bad behavior, I am immediately, if someone is taking up a whole aisle, or they're just being a mess, whatever, I will right next to them, nope, don't like that.
I almost did that yesterday. There was an old man, I was walking out of a store, and he just pushed his cart kind of towards the cart corral. It was in that little lobby area, he just pushed it.
Yes.
And it was so hard for me to not go, okay, that's where that goes, maybe.
I literally did that the other day to somebody because this couple just left it not just in the middle of the part, that's at least better. They left it in the middle of the walkway, where cars have to go, where people are walking. Awful. They just left it, and I'm it's right there, it's right there, and I just stared at them, and I literally stopped and did a cartoon, back and forth, whatever, because I got nothing better to do with my day, and you gotta call out. You gotta call out these behaviors because some people just continue thinking it's fine,
and that's why I like walking around. That's why I liked walking around with you, because other people will get embarrassed if I do that. You won't. You're so happy whenever I did it.
I clap.
You were in on that.
I love to hear it. Listen, we gotta call these things out, or people are never gonna know that they're bad people.
Tracy,
Yeah.
we've kind of already done it, but what is your don't even get me started? Let's get a little more negative.
Don't even get me started on the state of public bathrooms in the United States. Listen, we need to talk about. I've been to a lot of. Listen, I went to California. So I was in, airports. I was in San Francisco. I was in Seattle. In the last 2 weeks, I've seen an exorbitant amount of public bathrooms. Okay, and I got a few things to talk about. First of all, urinals with the half wall. No point. What's the point? Why even have a wall? We need full wall or no wall. Balls out. Come on, people. You can't do the half wall because you could just see right over it. I don't understand the point of it. It makes me uncomfortable. It's an illusion of privacy. Auto cutoff sinks banned. Let me have a little water. Come on, just let me have a little water. They're fine if they work, but most of the time they don't. What else? Oh,
can I say full wall for urinal always?
Yes, full wall for your. Oh yeah, I know. I'm just saying. Don't pretend that you're giving me privacy. At least if you want me to have no privacy, then just commit to the no walls and give me the trough. But if you're if you need a full wall, please, all the time. I don't like it. The half wall is just so funny because it's are you encouraging conversation right now? I don't understand what.
It's community building.
Yeah, I don't know. What are you? What's your goal? What are you hoping the half wall will lead to? I don't know. I don't know what you want. Stop. Anyway. Oh, and the air hand dryers.
I hate those.
I'm pretty confident. I don't understand how. But I'm pretty confident it's a known thing that they're way more germs.
Yeah, because they take the germs from your hand and they blow them all over the bathroom.
Perfect, great, thank you. No, they don't work. You have to stand there forever. No. I don't like it. Just give me some paper towels. Give me something. I don't know. I understand that it's for I don't know, green reasons, but we've got to find another alternative. I believe in it.
It doesn't even feel like it's for green. It feels like it's just so people don't have to buy paper towels. I cannot imagine that those are better for the environment. They take up so much more electricity.
Yeah, and they're making me sick. So in the long term, I'm using more tissues.
Yeah, more Kleenex.
Exactly. Doesn't work out. Anyway, so we need to work on some.
Oh, and can I say this? Stalls cannot have big gaps in the doors. We got to fix the stall issue in this nation.
No. Oh, and then I've seen that too, almost a reverse half wall where the gap of the floor in the stall is so big that it's an upside down half wall. What are you?
Yeah.
What? We got to know.
Yeah.
Cubicles, people.
Cubicles where we can put pictures up. All right, guys, that's the end game here.
Yeah, put a TV in there. I get bored. I don't know. I pee a long time, so I need some entertainment.
I think that they should replace those half walls with just full cork boards, so you can just put whatever you want on there. That probably leads to something not good, but.
Yeah, well, let's try it and see what happens. I don't know.
There's already so much graffiti in bathrooms anyways that say awful things, so...
Yeah, at least this way you could, put up community notices.
You can take it down, yeah.
Flyers, stuff like that.
Guitar lessons.
Guitar lessons that they offer in the stalls.
Tracy.
Yeah.
Don't even get me started on cars that are parking too close to my car.
Mm.
I'm a fine parker. I'm not the best, but I'm fine. I pull into the middle of the parking spot, and I got a small car. I got this person. Someone I work with. I don't know whose car it is, but it is a car in my work parking lot that will park in my parking space, so I can open the door maybe this much to get into the car to drive home, and I've got to shimmy into my car. Right, I'm doing this in the parking lot. That's embarrassing.
No one wants to see that.
No one wants to see a grown man doing this.
I kind of do. I'm enjoying it.
But it's the only time I will actively park too close to a car, 'cause sometimes I do it maliciously, and that is if there's a big truck that is already doing it to me. I will pull up right next to them because I'm not having that. You don't get multiple spaces, especially if they're taking up multiple spaces.
Yeah.
That is not okay for me. And I think there's a lot of we train a lot on how to drive the car, but let's maybe train some more on how to park the dang thing, all right? Let's do a parking test, how about? All right? Figure angled spots. regular spots. I can't parallel park. I'm not going to try. I'm not going to lie to you guys about that. I can't do that. But I don't need to. I get around not doing that. But, like, let's figure it out, guys.
Yeah, that's such a good point. There should be more emphasis during the curriculum on parking. There is some, like, you do have to park for, like, the practical, but, like, not enough. Not enough.
No, it's like you're just, like, pulling into a spot. And it's like, okay, you can do that once. Let's maybe test you out. Let's maybe test you out a few times, all right?
Yeah, and anytime you buy a car over a certain size, I think you should have to take a full parking test
Yes.
again.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you can't park a big car, I'm sorry, you don't get to have a big car.
Yeah, no, I think that especially a big truck that's got like the two wheels in the back. Also, I think if you drive a truck, you should have to prove that you use it for truck reasons and you're not just driving around town with it. Because there's an epidemic in this country of white dudes who just buy trucks to drive around. They're not doing truck things. It is an issue. They're gas guzzling.
It's so true. You should have to prove that you are trucking and not just getting a truck because you think it's cute. Like,
yeah, you don't get a truck for the aesthetic. You get a truck because it can haul things, it can tow things.
Yeah.
Get a dang minivan if you need that kind of space. Like
minivans are so practical.
I'm gonna get a minivan one day in my life.
Yes,
I promise you.
I used to drive to high school in a minivan.
You did?
You know how strange that felt. You know.
It was nice because no one else drove one, and so I could always tell when Tracy was showing up. Because like, there's this car.
Here I am. Me and my kids coming to soccer practice.
But yeah, no, I think parking is an issue.
Yeah. But they also, part of the responsibility I think goes to the people designing these parking lots. Where they're squeezing them so close together.
Mm-hmm. No, and also, like, I would love, if anyone out there can parallel park, teach me how to do it, all right? That's what I'm thinking, because I don't know how to. Do you know how to parallel park?
You know what?
Mm-hmm.
I did not. I'm not very good at it until that RuPaul TikTok came out because he did that weird series where he did, like, how to change a car, how to change your or, like, jump your battery, or how to parallel park. And it's so strange that it's RuPaul because it has nothing to do with the fact that he's RuPaul. It's genuinely edited and like so helpful, and it tells you very clear instructions. There's diagrams, there's references, there's countdowns, there's everything. I'll have to send it to you.
Yeah, you gotta send that to me because
it's the most helpful video I've ever seen for it. Because obviously I've looked up other videos because I have no idea how to do it, but it's the most helpful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, that's the next episode we do in person is Mark and Tracy learn how to parallel park.
We learned how to parallel. We wine taste and then we parallel park.
I like it. Folks, if you watched the last episode, you will know that we inquired for your Don't Even Get Me Started. What's bugging you? What's on your mind? And we got one. How about that? I didn't think we were gonna, but we did. So here is the first... I don't know what we're calling these. Don't even get me started. Danimal sweepstake.
Don't even get you started. Danimal sweepstake. Yeah, no, that's too good. Don't even get me started. Danimal sweepstake. Our first Danimal sweepstake winner
are not involved in this, by the way. I feel like. But here is the first. Don't even get you. Okay, now hang on. We're gonna wait to throw it to it. Tracy's got a thing.
What about Degamals? Because it's don't even get me. We can't use Danimals, so it's
the Degamal sweepstakes.
The Degamal sweepstake winner number 1. Hit it.
Don't even get me started on people who leave trash and junk and just overall nonsense in shared public spaces when you live like in an apartment complex. For example, if you live in an apartment and you're somebody's neighbor, or maybe you're, let's say, 5 people's neighbor, and you leave 3 bags of Wendy's outside for a week, and then also garbage and foam all the time, and like HelloFresh boxes for months on end, you're a bad person. And it drives me crazy. And then, like, what do you say about it? It's kind of one of those things that is untouchable. You get to be a bad person for free. Stop it.
All right, that was our first Degamals sweepstakes. That is my, what some people are saying, lovely fiance. Some people are saying lovely fiance Miranda.
That's what people are saying. That's the consensus.
And it's a real issue where we live. People are throwing trash anywhere.
Yeah, this just came across my desk, but I can't agree more. I think let me tell you a little story about two giant wooden pallets that lived out front of my apartment for 6 months, and they were just leaning up against the dumpster because we just have a big dumpster that gets like picked up and woo, like the thing that woo, and yeah, but they were just sitting there leaned up against it, and they're not going to get out and do that. They're not going to get out, and they don't have. That's not their job.
They don't get paid enough for that.
No, and then they just left him there, and they just no one knew who it was and whatever. And I, out of principle, I'm like, well, I'm not going to take care of it because it should be their job. I'm not going to find where to put these. But then eventually, I had to take care of them because I couldn't have people coming over seeing wooden pallets out front.
It's true. I was the one coming over, and he was worried that if I saw those, I'd turn right around.
Yeah, well, I didn't want you to think I'm living in some kind of halfway house where we just got pallets being dumped off everywhere full of beans and rice. I don't know. Listen, I don't know. What's going on, but it had to stop, and
it's been especially bad right now because people like most of the people that moved in here moved in around the same time, and all of our leases were up, and so people are leaving. They're moving out, and they're just leaving stuff wherever, and it's just awful. It is awful.
Yeah,
awful.
No. It's so selfish, and I love the way they said specifically it's untouchable. Mm-hmm. It's untouchable because what do? Are you going to clean up somebody else's garbage? Uh-huh. Because what does that accomplish? Like, you're just going to clean up after somebody else?
Can I tell you the worst one? Someone had a bag full of kitty litter that they were taking to the dumpster, and the dumpsters are kind of like across the parking lot for us. And so you could see they lived in my sector of the building. You could see the stream of kitty litter. There must have been a hole in the bag that they were using. From there, led to so close to the dumpster, just a pile of kitty litter and cat poop, for lack of better phraseology. God. Right? And I do apologize for my language there, but it was cat poop.
But it was poop.
And that's awful. It smelled awful. Awful.
Waffle, horrible. No, it's so because it's untouchable. I love that. That was my favorite part. It's untouchable because you don't want to clean up after somebody else. That teaches them nothing. But then what? You're just gonna live next to a pile of cat poop? No. No.
There have been. I have had There has been there was probably a 3 to 6 month stretch. I can't tell you how long. I've kind of blacked out the past year. I don't remember anything that's happened. But where there was HelloFresh boxes just outside of one of my neighbor's apartments for 6 months. Same ones. Untouchable even.
And those are expensive. Why are you wasting those?
No, but that is well. So if you have a Don't Even Get Me Started that you would like to share, send it over. Audio, video, around a minute, please. We'd love to hear it because you guys have heard us complain quite extensively over the past 2 years, and now it's time for you to. Moving on, Tracy, I don't know if you know this, and I don't think we've ever mentioned this on the podcast before. We spent a lot of money studying media.
Yeah.
This is probably the first most of you are hearing about this, but I would like to think that me and you are kind of TV experts in a sense.
Yeah.
In the sense that we both watch a lot of TV.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to kind of take today and rank our favorite TV shows of all time.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been watching a lot of TV and adding a lot to my list of my repertoire, if you will.
And so I think we're going to get... And I feel like our first two are probably going to be the same unless anything major has changed for you in the past year.
Yeah, I feel like there's going to be a lot of overlap. Because we both have great taste and therefore validating each other's correct taste. That's what I have to say about that.
I've got 3 shows that are kind of tied at number 1. They're all ranked 5 stars for me.
Yeah.
And so those 3 shows are Succession, Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, and Severance.
Yeah, 100%. My number 1, I didn't add them in any particular rank because I tried, I genuinely did, and it's just impossible. It's so impossible.
It is because all these shows are kind of very different in what they are, and so it's tough to say Succession is better than Maisel because Succession is better at drama, but it's not better at comedy. So
Yeah. But yeah, Mrs. Maisel and Succession were tied for my number 1. But it's funny because they're both very, very different shows. But I love them for the exact same reasons. I think the dialogue writing in both is so fast and unmatched. And then
the camera work in both is very unique.
Yeah,
very
the
unique,
cinematography
and it's great.
Yeah. Yeah. That's just what they're so different, but they're both amazing in the same way. And then
Mhm.
yeah, Severance too. I didn't put down on here, but it definitely is like one of my favorite. I don't
Yeah.
know where it would fall, but
It's tough because that one is, there's only 2 seasons out, and
Yeah.
it's one of those shows that if it sticks the landing, it's going to go down as one of, in my opinion, one of the best shows in television history. If it doesn't stick the landing, it's going to be really unfortunate. But another show that's got great dialogue, very funny dialogue, and amazing visuals. You know, I look at that Shikai Bardo season 2, episode 7. It is one of my favorite episodes of television ever. I think it is one of the
Yeah.
most visually stunning episodes. And
It
so
was
it
crazy.
is tough for me to pick between those three of, I like this one more, I like this one more, I like this one more, because they're all very different shows.
yeah,
What,
I only put down like for that reason. I only put down ones that like were finished because I have such a hard time
Mhm.
because a bad ending, even if they just have one season left, it can really like ruin a whole show for you.
Yeah,
So
it really can. And so it is ballsy. I understand that to give it 5 stars right now, but do not worry if
That's a
stuff
commitment.
changes. If season 3 changes things, it's going to lose that ranking.
yeah, it's an adaptable ranking.
Mm-hmm.
It's not locked in.
What is your third show? Because you mentioned that Succession and Maisel were on there. What is your third show, Tracy?
I think that Fleabag is probably my third show. I don't. Have you ever watched that one?
No, I
Really wanted
really
to.
wanted to, but it's just one of those shows that kind of kept getting pushed down the list.
I think it's so perfect in so many ways. It's such a like fun, like fourth wall breaking usage. Like I've never seen something that used it so smart where like it never got boring, and then the way that it evolves in season 2 is really good. And it's one of those shows that totally knew when to stop because the company really wanted to make more and they kept trying to convince her to make more. She said nope, it's the perfect ending. And I think that a lot of shows could have done that, and this one
Mhm.
did. And I happily would have watched the third season, but no. They didn't
No.
want to stop. It's a great show. I highly recommend it, and I think
Yeah,
you would
it
really
is.
like it.
It is one of those shows where I've seen clips from it, and it seems like a very funny show, but also a very emotional show, which is my
Yes.
perfect type of show.
Yeah,
But yeah, it is definitely a show that's on my list. I'm looking at my rankings and realizing I would absolutely change them if I went back right now. There are definitely shows on here that have some more recency bias on them, but one of the shows on here that doesn't is The Leftovers, which is a show that I will always and forever pitch to people and no one ever watches. It is the first 2 seasons. The third season's not as great. It's one of those shows that kind of suffers, but the first 2 seasons are genuinely 2 of the best seasons of television in my opinion. 2 very different seasons. But it's one of those shows where the first 2 seasons hold it up enough where that last season that's a little weaker doesn't really hit. Doesn't take as much of a hit to it. It is a show about 2% of the population just disappears. Bye-bye. Sayonara. What's another word for goodbye, Tracy? I only know those 2. It can't be English.
bye.
Bye-bye. All right. And it's the fallout of that. And I think it is a really interesting show that no one's watched. And I would implore all of you, including you, Tracy. And I don't know if I've ever told you about this show before. I don't know if there's a single time I've ever told you about this show.
Only about every 3 months on the dot. You send me. I think you have a scheduled email.
I do. Yeah. I've scheduled them out till 2050.
Yeah, you've included like reviews from reputable sources about the show. You know, the various rankings, any awards it's won.
Yeah. But that is one of those shows that has stuck with me, unlike some of the other shows that I've ranked 4 stars.
I do want to check that one out. I don't know. It's always been on my list because I do take your recommendations seriously. I know we take recommendations seriously in general, and we wouldn't say it if we didn't mean it. But it's just I've just never gotten around to it. Well, isn't it like the rapture? Isn't that what happens? That's what happens in the book, I think.
I can't exactly remember what happened, but I know that something happens and 2% go bye-bye.
I think
I don't know if it's the
bye.
rapture.
I think I started reading the book and it was about the rapture, but
What do you
I could be
think?
wrong.
What do you think the real life rapture would look like? Let's get into that.
I don't think it would ever happen. But if it did happen, I don't think a lot of people would be missing. I don't think.
And your thoughts on the new pope? Do you like him? Not like him? What's your thoughts on Leo?
I love the show, The New Pope. Not on my list, but very good. I don't know anything about the Pope. I think the idea of a Pope from Chicago is really funny, but that's about all that I really know about the new Pope.
Yeah. What does the Pope even? I guess he talks with God.
I guess, yeah, he's sort of like, he's like the middleman? Is that what that means? I don't know.
I feel like this is kind of one of those territories that's real dangerous to talk about, especially for two uneducated guys on Catholicism.
Yeah, I mean, I do feel confident enough to say that one thing the Pope does is ignore some pretty strong issues happening within their own, but that's all I'm going to say about that. Since we're going to talk about the Pope, I don't want people to think that we're ignorant and don't know everything. Hey, I know the bad stuff. Okay.
Tracy only follows the bad news.
Well, yeah, it's all I can find. That's all I know how to look up. I don't know how to look up for the good stuff.
That's
good
what
stuff
happening
near
Tracy.
Me. Good stuff happening on my block in my neck of the woods. I don't know.
Tracy's putting out posters on like telephone poles, being like, "Hey, you got good stuff? Let me know."
Yeah, if anybody sees some good news, send it to me because I can't find it on my own. Yeah, I don't want to see like dumb stuff. I don't want to see like, watch the sea lion save a baby. But I don't care about that. I don't care about saving babies. But like, something cooler, like
if a sea lion saved like a seagull.
Yeah, that would be really cool. That would be really cool
because they both have sea in the name.
Yeah, and then you could exactly. That would be a team up I'd like to see. Send me that, or like
they could call themselves the Sea Team.
The sea, send me stuff about the sea team, learning to fight, fighting for justice around the world. Send me stuff about that.
Tracy, do you have another show?
Yeah, you bet I do. I think I put this one on here. I have enjoyed other shows. This one has its peaks and valleys throughout everything, but I think as an overall project, it's so impressive to have two shows in the same universe both work so well, and honestly the second one spin-off kind of do a little better. Is the whole Breaking Bad Better Call Saul universe, I think, is so cool and good, and like the fact that just one character got an entire spin-off that I think went on longer, if not just as long as the original show, and I think got far more like critical recognition and stuff. It's just so good. I think you've seen a little of Breaking Bad?
I've seen a little Breaking Bad, and I've seen the first episode of Better Call Saul. Miranda loves both of those shows. And
yes.
So I would love to watch them sometime, but I'm one of those people where if I'm not like fully into a show, it's tough for me to watch it.
Yeah, and it's hard to get you fully into something because your attention span is so...
Well, it's like I like my phone so much, so it's
I
on my phone.
I know there's good stuff in my phone. I know what's in my phone.
Well, a lot of people don't know this, but like you could just swipe and it just makes you feel happy if you just swipe on TikTok and keep seeing new videos.
I highly encourage you to sit down and give the universe a whole chance. I don't like people watching Better Call Saul before Breaking Bad, though. That doesn't make sense. I've seen people talk about, well, it's about before. No, it only makes sense after. Yes, it's before, but it only makes sense after. So stop it.
My next show. This is my fifth show. This is probably going to be the last one I talk about.
Okay.
Is a show that I actually watched. It's a show that I look at as one of our shows because we watch it together. But I Think You Should Leave, because it's I picked a few dramas, I picked a few comedies. This one is a sketch show, and in my opinion, the highest hit rate of a sketch show, which still isn't very high. It's like maybe a 20% hit rate. But that is the nature of sketch shows. But it is pound for pound the best sketch show I've seen.
Pound for pound. I love that phrase. It's so good.
Because I and you know me, I'm a huge anything Tim Robinson does. Detroiters almost made the cut for me in this list because I think it's so funny. But anything Tim Robinson does, his comedic style lines up almost like perfectly with the kind of stuff I like, where it's just weird and awkward and awful. And I Think You Should Leave is the perfect embodiment of weird and awful and awkward.
Until today, the Power Hour podcast.
We're taking over.
We're taking over. We're filling some mighty big shoes, people.
But it's a show that I know you've seen because I've seen it with you.
Yes, I do love that show, and I think there's so many good quotes from it, and I feel like it's very similar to Severance in that its first season was very quiet. Nobody talked about it, whatever, and then all of a sudden we're season 2, or are there? I think there might be more.
There's 3.
Yeah, but I feel like okay, then moving it over to 3. I feel like is when it really got like I saw people all over like social media joking about it, and like
it's such a quotable show.
Yeah, and there's so many like big pop culture moments from like that people quote that maybe don't even know what it's from now.
Or like the hot dog meme, like we're still trying to figure out who did this.
Yes, like there's so many things that people know and haven't necessarily seen the show or would even know that it's from it. And I think that's like a mark of like a really, at least a very impactful show. I
saw something that was like Tim Robinson is this generation's Jim Carrey. Because like Jim Carrey was like very like quotable and did a lot of like body facial humor, and Tim Robinson does on a much smaller scale than Jim Carrey was in the 90s, but Tim Robinson's doing a lot of very similar stuff that is so quotable.
Yeah, exactly. That's a really good way to put that. I've never, but yeah, that's so. I just love that show, and I want to rewatch it all.
Yeah, he's making a new show for HBO Max.
Shut up! Shut your mouth.
And I've heard it's shooting right now.
As we speak.
And actually, I've got a guest. Tim Robinson is here, everybody. Next on the Degamel sweepstake.
Our next Degamel sweepstake winner. Well, there's that. By the way, entry does not guarantee winning. We do have to do a sweepstake. So even for this week, even though it was the only submission, we put the names in a hat and we drew, just like the animals did, just like that monkey did.
Tracy, what is your final show?
Wasn't there a monkey for Danimals? Am I making that up?
I believe there was. Let's put it in the comments, guys. What was the Danimals guy?
Yeah, what was the
Zach
Danimals
and Cody.
guy?
Zach and Cody did the Danimals.
I remember mostly Zach and Cody now.
They did the crush cups. I remember and you go like this and you crush people. I'm crushing you.
Yeah, you
right
used
now.
to do that to me. You used to walk around and hold my head between your fingers.
Do you remember
doing it?
Our buddy Brody would walk around and always like measure us with his thumb?
Yeah, that was so. If there was something because you couldn't even say what made you mad about it, but it just like it was so.
You
like,
got
demeaning.
so mad at it every time.
It was just so demeaning. Like, yeah, you're one thumb big to me right now. Like I could just crush you like that. It was so. No, I hated it. Brody knows exactly what to do to just like really like he knows me almost too well in what makes me upset, and he gets a real genuine kick out of it.
He's like the funniest. I wish we could have him on the podcast.
Yeah, unfortunately, he doesn't meet the qualifications of family, but we might be able to extend it to
family
to
or famous.
Yeah, well, it's time for Brody to get famous.
Tracy, what is your final show?
I think my final show for this, you chose more of a ride, a stretch from your other shows, and I think this show is very similar to your show for a lot of reasons. RuPaul's Drag Race. It has such a cultural stretch that people don't even realize. Like the "Am I the Drama?" Like people don't even know that that's from that, and it's from that.
What's the one that who do I like?
Plain Jane.
Plain Jane.
Mark is #1 Plain Jane stan. Never seen an episode in his life, but he just loves the name. And you've seen a few of her outfits. And
yeah, and I've seen like clips of episodes from like you watching highlights. Do they call them highlights in that way?
I'm watching the highlights. I'm gonna start calling it that. I'm watching highlights, fan cams. But yeah, I just think it has such a big impact, and it's such an important show. And it doesn't seem important when they're dressing up as dogs and going on a fake like dating show for points. But it's a good show. It's a great show, and it has such a big cultural impact. Similar to I Think You Should Leave, that people don't even maybe recognize, and I think it is important, especially when these people are people of color and in the queer community. I think they deserve that recognition, so watch the show.
Especially in this day and age, because I don't know if you know this, Tracy, but there's a lot of bad stuff happening in that community.
In this economy, we gotta pay. That's why, I don't know if you're on this side of Twitter, but the whole Cardi B album announcement was pretty divisive, because her album is called Am I the Drama? And people were like, hey, you're kind of just using this drag queens thing, or we were like, we want to make sure people know that it's from this person, this queer person. You're not just taking their it seems silly to say art, but like their famous thing,
but it is, yeah,
and put it all over your
their
face.
culture.
But since they have cleared it up that this person was consulted and they're a fan, and who wouldn't want their phrase used on like a famous person's
that'd
album?
be sick. I wish.
Depending on
I
the
wish,
person, I guess. But
yeah, I mean, like I'd be a little upset if P Diddy came out with the "Don't Even Get Me Started" record.
Yeah,
that'd make me a little mad.
Yeah, I guess it depends. We're not going to say a blanket statement, but if anybody wants to,
who would we let?
Who would we let have the "Don't Even Get Me Started" album?
The
Wiggles. The Wiggles for sure.
Mm-hmm.
The Wiggles for sure. Oh, Jeff Goldblum makes like jazz albums randomly. I would let him use that. You go ahead. Don't even get me. I can't do it. We should both commit to learning an impression.
I can do just like his like weird little sounds. That's what yes.
Do people like listening to that? Let us know.
That we'll do a whole episode of that, the Jeff Goldblum hour.
I have had an idea that we should give each other an impression to work on and update each other as the weeks go on throughout episodes.
I'm so bad at impressions, and so that would be so fun.
I think we should come up with a person. The other person has and a genuine impression. Like we really
it has to be
work
like
on
sincere.
A sincere, yeah, not just was that bad? No, like I want you looking at YouTube tutorials. I want you studying this person. I want you ready to perform as that. We'll do a whole episode as our character.
Where we interview each other's character,
we
interview. Okay, wait, I love that. All right. Well, if you have any ideas for people, put them in the comments.
No, people are like, don't do that. That would be so annoying.
That would be the worst episode ever.
Listening to two people do bad impressions for a full hour, that would be a nightmare. Too late, we're doing it anyway. Sorry, I'm
like
buying
the idea
a wig
too much.
Too. I'm buying another wig. I'm just coming up with ideas just so I could buy more wigs.
He's just you're trying to write it off on your taxes.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get trying to write off
use
wigs.
the company card.
I'm trying to use the company card. It's a business expense. You can write it off.
Tracy.
Yeah.
A lot of people know this wasn't our first. This isn't our first program together.
Mm-hmm.
We had an old program, the Radio Power Hour, which I don't know if we're allowed to mention. I know the station manager over at QE is not happy with the stuff that we're doing right now. We took
ongoing legal battle, and then of course before that we were on the popular television show Cops together.
But we had an ongoing segment where you would. It was called Pokemon. What was it called? Pokemon or medication? Pokemon or
Pokemon or prescription. Any. I just think I changed names, but that's the essence of it.
And it is a surprisingly tough game if you have not listened to our old episodes or played the game. We didn't come up with the game, by the way. This was not a Power Hour
it's
original.
a pretty popular concept.
But we got some more of it. I've got some questions to ask you. Most time you were quizzing me, but the tables have turned, and then we're turning the tables again because you also have them for me.
Yeah, so. I'm excited to do it because I never did, and I do think I would be terrible at it. Like, I'm just not good at. I was never really into Pokemon. I played Pokemon Go when it came out, but I loved the show. Same. But I just never got it. I never got into the cards. I feel like when you get into the cards, that's when you know everything.
Yeah, that's when you know them. But I never watched the show. I just played Pokemon Go, and I was not good at it. So
how were you bad at Pokemon Go?
They just kept running away from me.
They just never liked me. They never wanted to be. You just kept running away.
But how do you want to go back? I've got 8. I don't know how many you have.
I have, I think, around 8 as well.
All right. So
I have 30. I have 30 on deck, but we can stop whenever.
Okay. We'll do 8. We'll go back and forth, 8 each, and I'll keep score. Okay. So Tracy, do you want to be asked first, or do you want me to ask first?
I'll start it. Sentret.
Right.
Pokemon prescription drug.
I want to say that's like a Pokemon, like a Sentry Turret Pokemon.
Sentry Turret. Is that your final answer? Locking it
That is my I'm going to go Pokemon.
It is a Pokemon. It's like a weird little, maybe like raccoon rabbit looking thing. Definitely not a Sentry Turret, but I can see where you're. Some of the names are very little. Like some Pokemon names are very, very literal, and I appreciate that.
Okay, your first one. Vicrabel.
Vicrabel. Vicrabel. Every time I get stumped, I always like imagine them saying it in like the Pokemon voice, but then also
Vicrabel.
But also it like in a commercial, like playing over someone just like jogging through a park for no reason. I'm gonna say a drug. That sounds like a drug. That sounds like a prescription drug to me.
It is a grass poison type Pokemon. It's a little like almost like it's a little flower with a big mouth on top.
Oh, does it look kind of like the Plants vs Zombies
Yes.
thing?
Does.
Okay, I did know that. I have seen those. Those are cool.
All right. So that is 1 for the Marshter, 0 for the Tracer.
So you've had training. You know that.
It's true. I've played the game.
Vibrava.
Vibrava. That is a medication, I believe, because I believe I saw that when I was looking at medication stuff.
It is a Pokemon.
Wow.
It is. It's like a bug thing with like little windows. Maybe I don't know. Maybe we'll have to put pictures so that people know what we're.
Or people can look it up. They got phones.
Yeah, you look it up. These nerds know what. Well, some of our audience, they know what these Pokemon look like. They know what these Pokemon look like.
Your next one, Tracy. So okay, so that means I'm at 1. You're at 0.
God.
Your next one, Latuda.
Latuda. Ask your doctor if Latuda is right for you. I think it's a prescription. I think that's.
It is antipsychotic medication.
No.
So you need it. So
I will be talking to my doctor about Latuda. Let me write that one down. Ready? So we're 1-1 now.
1-1 after 2.
Okay.
So we're even right now.
Okay.
It is anyone's game.
Voltaren
is a arthritis medication. It's a gel because I use it every day.
It is an anti-inflammatory. Yeah. I shouldn't have picked arthritis. Anything old man.
I use it for my back pain.
I use it for my back. It's good for my back.
Wow, you really you just lobbed me up one.
That was great. I can't believe.
That's insane.
Of course you use it. Wow, I'm wondering if there's any more you use. Do you take a lot of medications?
I take as much medication as I feel I need.
until it stops.
Magnium
or
Magnium.
See, Magnium makes me think Pokemon, but Magnium makes me think maybe prescription, but maybe you're trying to throw me off. Maybe that's what you want me to think. Maybe you're dirty little trickster. I'm gonna say.
But maybe I knew you'd think that, and so.
I'm playing right into your dirty little hands. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna say Pokemon.
It is a Pokemon. It is a grass type Pokemon. 2-2 after 3. Things are heating up.
Okay, ready? Luxic.
Medication.
It is a topical steroid.
Bang, 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 bang.
That's impressive because I really felt like that one was.
It sounds like a Pokemon, and that's why I went with the medication.
Yes.
Your next one. And if you're playing at home, let us know your score after we're done. See if you beat us, but you won't because you're not better than us.
You might.
You can't beat us.
I'm impressed that we're tied. I really thought you would blow me out of the park on this one.
Octillery.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I think that's a. No, wait. I think that is a. It's like a Pokemon that looks like a bunch of guns, isn't it? It's like cannons. Am I making that up? Oh, I hope not.
It is a water type Pokemon. It doesn't look like a cannon. It does look like a squid, though.
Okay, I'll take it.
So, we are tied up. We've only gotten one wrong. So, I mean, as a combined score, we could be a powerhouse if we went pro in this.
Yeah, we should go pro. What's the team limit?
Probably 2.
Probably 2. Is there a solo competition? I don't want to go solo. I think together.
I think together we're stronger. Between us, who would be a Pokemon and who would be a prescription medication? You would be a medication.
I think I'd be a Pokemon.
I think you're like you could be like an opiate.
I'm an opiate? You're saying I put people to sleep? What do you mean?
I don't know. I feel like you're like. That's a great question because I do feel like I take. Who takes more medicine recreationally is the question.
I don't think that's the question at all. I think that the question is I don't think you have to factor in actual pills for this.
Okay, no, I'm thinking about it more. I do think you would be the Pokemon and I would be the prescription medication.
Yeah, like what I can imagine you as a fun little critter, but I can also imagine you as a pill. You know.
Maybe we're both Pokemon.
Maybe we could be. Yeah, we could both. I mean, we're very similar in every other way. Why not in the Pokemon universe?
Yeah.
What type of
we're both
Pokemon do you think you'd be? I think I'd be water.
I feel like I'd be like a rock type.
Yeah, I see rock type for you.
And when I was playing football, my nickname used to be the Bulldozer because I'd run through people.
That's your Pokemon name, Bulldozer.
No, it was Bulldozer.
Bulldozer. That's even better.
Is it your turn? I believe.
Sure.
It's your turn to ask me a question.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is because I have it pulled up here.
Mm-hmm.
Gillscore.
Gillscore. That's got to be a fish Pokemon with gills, right?
Fish
Unless you're
with
trying
gills?
to trick me. What would a fish look like without gills? Is my question. That's the real question we're trying to get to.
Probably. Like
I guess that's a dolphin.
But they don't have gills.
No, they don't. They're mammals. They breathe air.
Oh, I
They
always
just
forget
hold their
that.
breath for a
Yeah,
long time.
that's kind of messed up. Imagine being born as an aquatic animal that has to come up for air. That's messed up.
Dude, dolphins are scary. By the way, let's
they
take
evil?
a second. Let's take a second. Yeah, they do bad things. They're
Yeah.
smart. That's why they're so bad.
Yeah, they kill for fun.
Sorry, what's the name of it?
Gillscore. Gillscore.
That is a Pokemon.
It is, but it's like a bat thing.
I believe it to be true. Really, a bat? Like,
Yeah.
bats don't have gills, if I'm correct.
You are correct about that in the Power Hour Nature Hour, but it's it has like crab hands and it's like a bat thing. I don't know what type it is though. It could very well. No, fish don't always look like fish in Pokemon universe,
That's true. It could be a fish. Let's keep an eye out on that.
and most fish can be
Raylor.
on land. Raylor.
Yeah. Sorry, Vraylar.
Oh, Vraylar. Ask your doctor if
Vraylar.
may cause Vraylar.
Vraylar.
Yeah. Oh my
Stop.
gosh. Because it doesn't sound like either, really.
Mm-mm.
It doesn't sound, because some of these clearly sound like one thing or the other, and then we're throwing each other up. But this doesn't sound like anything at all. This sounds like nonsense. I'm going to say drug.
It is bipolar medication, which you
Yes.
need. We're gonna get this guy on
Writing
so many
that down,
medications.
too. Right down to this.
I thought
Mark's
that was
just going down. Mark's just going down a list of suspected things he thinks that I would like. It's my shopping list.
I really thought I was gonna trick you on that. I was like, that sounds like a Pokemon through and through.
I didn't think it sounded like either. Because it kind of said it's sort of half sounded like both. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. So all right, we are tied through 5. It's 4-4. Maybe we just gotta go pro in this. I think.
I think yeah. This
I
is
think that's
sort
the
of
only
our
option.
calling. I think that's
So-
what we've learned here today.
Let's what is your next?
How many more are we doing?
We got 3 more.
Okay, let's do a rapid fire round.
Okay.
Ready? Decadron.
Pokemon.
Drug.
Fart.
it's a steroid.
Tepeza.
Oteza?
Tepeza.
Tepeza. Pokemon.
Thyroid eye disease medication.
Oh my god. Okay. Oh no. Where'd my list go? You can't do rapid fire with my list missing. Oh,
He's
this
lost
is
his
so,
list.
Oh my god.
This is so embarrassing for
Really,
you.
really embarrassing.
Oh
for
my
me.
goodness, this is embarrassing. Not for me. I'm prepared. I've got my list
Qvar.
right here, guys.
Qvar.
is a medication.
Yes, it's a drug. It's asthma.
Asthma. Skarmory.
Starmori?
Skarmory.
Pokemon.
Pokemon. It is a steel flying type Pokemon. It is tied up going into the final round.
Let me figure. Okay, let me figure a good one for you.
This
Okay.
is intense.
Melodic.
That is a Pokemon.
It is a Pokemon. Well done. It's like a weird
Wow.
snake water thing.
So this is your last one. If you get it, we tie, and we'll have to play more, I guess, some other time. If you don't get it, I win, and we'll also play more some other time.
Yes, but we won't go pro together. You'll leave me behind.
I'm going solo. Gemtessa.
Okay. Gentessa.
Gemtessa.
Gem Tessa?
Gem Tessa.
Gem Tessa.
Boom, boom. Well, I'm trying to add some dramatic flair.
Pokemon.
Boom.
I'm calling it Pokemon.
It is
No.
overactive bladder medication.
Oh no!
Ring
for my
the bell.
overactive bladder. I always
Mark
knew that my
has-
overactive bladder would be the downfall of me.
I didn't know an overactive bladder was a real thing until today. So
Oh well, yeah. I don't know. Sometimes I get concerned that I pee too much and I start to keep count and then I lose count and then that feels like maybe an indicator, maybe. But I don't know. How many times is the average person?
I don't know. Anytime I think about peeing too much, I think about that John Mulaney bit that he did in one of his first specials where he went to the doctor to get Xanax and he put down that he peed 11 times a day.
11 times a day. I probably
Tracy.
pee 11 times a day. Is that bad?
Really?
I don't know. We'll have to
I think
research.
if you're drinking enough water, it's not bad.
Yeah, I'm hydrated, so it doesn't feel
Yeah.
bad. I feel great. I feel fine. I feel good.
Tracy,
Yeah.
we're coming to the end of this hour. What media recommendations do you have for us today? Is it a movie? Is it a game? Is it a TV show? Is it music? Who knows? You do.
Yeah, I gotta recommend this season of Love Island USA. I'm loving it. I'm loving
Really?
it. It didn't start strong, especially compared to last season. But I'm getting into it. I enjoy it. I love it.
It's that is one of those shows. One of my favorite parts about quarantine. What are we calling it? COVID, I guess.
Yeah.
What do they
Oh,
call it?
I guess
these
what?
days?
Yes, I guess. Okay.
But me and you, we would watch awful dating shows together, and it was so much
Yes.
fun.
I know, and we
And-
never did Love Island, and we should have
No,
because
we
it's
should've.
one of the best, I think, of that.
It's one of
kind
those shows where I watch like clips of it, and I go, "Who watches this?" But I know if I watched it, I would love it.
Yeah, because we did. We had a great run of some of those
Mhm.
shows, and
Yeah.
I think you would enjoy this one if you sat down and watched it.
Mm-hmm. My recommendation is a game that I just started playing today, so I can only recommend like the first like 2 hours of it.
And then you gotta
But-
stop.
Then I can't recommend anything past that. It is a game my dad sent me, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. One of some of the best fighting mechanics in like an adventure game I've seen. I'm really loving the fighting
Really?
mechanics in it, and so it's kind of like unique. I haven't played anything that kind of is. It's a first person game, and so it's kind of tough to do fighting mechanics in a first person game, in my opinion. But no, I really like it. I'm really liking it so far. And
I mean-
Troy Baker voices Indiana Jones. He does a great job.
Oh, I love that guy. I'm surprised that it's first person though, because in my head I
Mhm.
imagined it as sort of an Uncharted style.
That's what I kind of thought it would be too, but no, it is a first-person adventure game.
I'm
Really cool.
intrigued. I'm intrigued.
Really cool. But it is that time of the every other
There we
week
go.
where we're going to wrap up. But before we do, we're going to play some Same Brain and try to get, I don't know, what's the word? Redeem ourselves from last
Yeah.
week, or last 2 week,
Yeah.
because we didn't get it.
That was
For the
bad.
first
That was
time
bad.
in probably this show's history, we did not get it.
I think you might be right. I think since we
believe-
started redoing it
Mhm.
under this
So-
LLC, we have not failed. But I don't know. I'm sick. I'm off my rocker today.
You're sick. I
We'll see.
feel like I'm just tired. I'm just tired. I've been busy lately.
And together we are sick and tired. So let's get in here.
Let's get it done.
Get out of here.
All right, Tracy. I have a word.
Okay.
All right. 3, 2,
2, 1. Cup.
Mobile.
Cupmobile.
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 Cup.
Man.
Wow. Good job, us.
Okay,
I
I've
guess.
kind of got something.
Cupmobile. Hold on. Let's decide what mobile you were thinking of specifically.
Uh-huh.
The baby one.
No, I was thinking of like a Batmobile.
Oh, okay, perfect. Good. Okay.
Mm-hmm. But I guess my phrase, the thing I have is like a phrase. It's not like multiple words.
Okay, mine is
I don't
too.
know. Okay.
Well, it's not a
3.
phrase, but it is multiple words.
Okay. 3,
3,
2,
2, 1.
Hot air
Ice
balloon.
cream truck. Oh. Ice cream truck and hot air balloon. Oh my God, what are we gonna do?
Wow, we are off it. Man.
Yeah.
Okay, I kind of have something, I guess, that...
I guess, sure.
Maybe.
This isn't our
3.
last one, right?
No, we have one more after this.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Dome.
Basket dome. Yes, excellent.
Okay, okay, kinda, I guess.
Oh, I don't know. I don't
I'm
like
not
it
loving this.
Yeah, no, this is a bad.
I think if we miss 3 in a row, we have to leave the show behind.
Yeah, I think if we miss this one, no goodbye. We just end.
If we miss this one and next week, if we don't get it this week, next time's a must.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Sure.
3.
I guess 3. Wait, what was it? It was basket and dome.
Basket dome. 3,
2, 1.
Hoop.
Waffle.
All right.
Okay. Let's get it. Let's tell the people bye.
Well, we're gonna say goodbye to you. We will be back in 2 weeks. Look at this hand motion, Tracy. Look at this. Can you do this?
That's smooth.
Can you do this at home?
Are you?
He's doing it. He's doing it.
Wow, it's like
Thank
really
you.
strange to watch in the camera.
Yeah.
Like it's just like I look like I'm made of gel. Wait, this is so fun.
We found a new segment. An hour of us just doing this.
Oh wait, there we go. No, you have to have the bounce in it.
Thank you all so much for watching. Please follow our socials if you haven't already. TikTok and Instagram. We're around Power Hour Pod on everything. Go subscribe to our YouTube. Rate us on Spotify. Rate us on Apple Podcasts. We will see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm seeing a bit of inconsistency in the listening to the 5-star ratings. Okay, people, and I'm not naming names because I can't. But just saying, put in the effort, people.
Mm-hmm. We like getting rated 5 stars.
Yeah, if you're gonna do 1 star, then just stay silent. Don't bring down.
If you're gonna do 1 star, at least be funny in your review. You don't get to do 1 star and not make us laugh.
Yeah, be really mean. That's what makes us call Mark. Make fun of Mark's tiny hands again.
And make fun of Tracy's make fun of Tracy's mustache.
Yeah, because I'm over 30 apparently, and men over 30 can't have a mustache.
All right, bye everyone.
Bye, gang.